Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, last year in the fall, I planted these tulips from Lowe's, and they were a mixed selection. They really didn't have a name for them on the package. I think they just said spring mix or something like that. And so I think they are so beautiful. Check out these beautiful purple tulips. And then the one that they had with it is this one, which is so pretty. So this is Sunday morning, and it has just rained, and so everything is just looking alive. The birds are out and they're chirping, and things are just very, very beautiful here in my front garden. This area I call my cottage garden because it tends to look very, very cottagey. It looks the way that I think that an English cottage garden might look, with the tulips and the different perennials coming up, with peonies and the lilacs. So my lilac bush here is about to open, explode. It's going to be beautiful. Now this is euonymus, and it died back, but I see some new growth on it, which is very, very encouraging. You see that beautiful growth? But the lilac bush is looking beautiful. This is a repeat lilac bush, and it is very, very pretty. It smells delicious. I've had it here for about a good 15 or so years, and it was just a small little shrub, and it's grown up into this beautiful, beautiful bush. It's two different plants together, and they look so good here in the garden. Now, these tulips are just coming out here, and I also have purple sensation alliums that will be opening as well, and it will look really pretty with the lilacs here in the front. I like the pop of yellow with the purple. I think purple and yellow look really good together, and you can kind of see that here in this mix. Now, I don't know what happened to some of the tulips. They did not come up very well. I don't know if it's the cold weather or what. But these purple ones look so good, and I'm going to just go through and remove some of these spent tulips so that the beauty of the purple ones can really show forth. Like this one, for example. I'm just going to plop it off, and so that it's because the greenery is truly beautiful. And I think that these tulips kind of detract. These tulips detract from the beauty of the others. Let me just remove this one too, this white. But look at the beauty of this yellow. I like this kind of yellow because it's not a harsh yellow. It's a nice, gentle kind of yellow, I think. Let me pull this one too. And this one. Now I think that looks a lot more cleaner. The red Darwin tulips have faded and they are done, but these purple ones seem to be a later variety, and it is good to have a different varieties of tulips in your garden so that you can have what is called a succession of bloom and bloom time. Well, my bearded iris are coming up, and I love the strappy leaves. They look so good, and soon they will have purple flowers, and it will just correspond really nice with the lilac bush when it opens up. And I will also get that same theme of the orange or yellow with the Stella d'Oro daylilies here. So the two will blend in very well together. I am very, very happy to see my peony bush that it has a bud, and that's coral bell. I think it's like a coral peony, and it's going to look really pretty there. This other one is purple in nature. It's going to bloom purple, and the rhododendrons that are coming are purple as well. So that's going to be the theme of this garden area, just like these tulips. They'll just continue that theme. These alliums here, these are purple as well, but they're not the purple sensation. These alliums are the gladiator alliums, and they are going to be beautifully purple and tall here. Not as tall as in the past. For some reason, they did not come up as big as they usually do. However, it's going to look pretty. So it's something to look forward to in the garden. In this patch too, I also have this right here, which is the mountain bachelor button, which is purple, and that will be coming up here, as well as bee balm that I have patches of bee balm. I don't know, this year the bee balm is not as prolific as it usually is in the garden. So things have taken turns here in my garden, but it's still very beautiful, and I'm excited about what is to come in this front bed. But yes, I am definitely happy with this patch of tulips here. It's inspiring me to make sure that I plant tulips again next year. And maybe these might return. Who knows? This wonderful Sunday morning, just to see the tulips in the garden looking fresh and awake and just so calm. It is very tranquil here in my garden. I do like when the tulips are closed up like this because you get to see the real color and texture of them. And I love these tulips. They are looking so good. And I wasn't sure about this here, these particular ones with the orange and the yellow together. I had bought them also from Lowe's and planted them in here because in the past I had tulips here, but they were more like this pink one. And I knew that they were fading, that it would soon be over. But I wanted to have 2 tulips in this bed. The red tulips that you see there, they have perennialized in this bed back here. And so this combination is very nice. Now the pink is the odd man out here, I would say. But the yellow and the other striped orangey and yellow tulip along with the red, they go together very well. I like this combination. Now my hydrangea has come back. That is a hydrangea plant that I've had for a long time, but I don't think it's going to flower. But I love the leaves. And I have geraniums in there too, which is great as a ground cover, along with some alliums. And I have mint in this bed. Yeah, that's right, mint, peppermint. And it does act as a ground cover around this beautiful oak tree that I have here. This is a rhododendron, and it will be kind of pinky in color, pinky purple, later on to add color to this bed. You can see the purple sensation allium wanting to open up here. And I planted those purple alliums a long time ago, and they have really spread and multiplied in this bed. And I'm happy to see that. But one of the things too that I'm very happy about also is this rhododendron. It has a lot of blooms on it, and I planted this plant about 3 or 4 years ago from Lowe's, a little on sale 5-inch $5 pot, and I bought both of them actually then, and they are now thriving underneath this tree, which is very nice. They're actually above the tulips, which, you know, it takes time for them to develop, but I'm very happy to see this. In this back bed here, I love this. It's not really a back bed, it's a middle bed. But I am so happy to see these tulips show up here, the red and the pink. I might just pull up the other pink ones from the other bed there and put them in this bed. But they have perennialized here, and they look so beautiful with the ground cover of the variated grass. I really love the variated grass at this time because it's not too high, and it just adds a good, it draws your eyes over. It adds a good companion, or just looks good with the tulips, the red tulips. As you can see, I have a lot of greenery, so these tulips help to add color to the garden. But the green is just so fresh, and to me that is inspiring. Now in this area right here, I planted some wild seeds, and I'm hoping to add also some zinnias here and create like a zinnia patch. So I have to get started on that. My husband planted already some impatiens. He couldn't help it. He's very impatient about the impatiens. But it's been cold, and so I'm kind of told him, just wait a while and we'll see what happens. After Mother's Day is a good time to plant the annuals. These are bleeding hearts, and these come back every year and spread. I actually got one plant, or maybe two plants, from QVC like 10 years ago, long time ago, and planted it in, and then each year they just spread. They love this spot, and they've actually spread into different other areas. I have transplanted them and placed them in the front, in the back, in the side, and wherever I plant them, they multiply each year. And I do love them because they're beautiful spring flower, and that purple is so delicate. And they look very good with the purple alliums that I planted in this bed. And so the color of the garden will be purple, a lot of shades of purple in the next couple of weeks. Something to look forward to. Now in that container, I love my ceramic container, I planted some seeds. In it, I planted the microgreens that I had saved. I had allowed the microgreens to go into seed, and saved the seeds last year, and just scattered the seeds in this container, and they're growing up, and soon I'm going to be able to harvest some spring salad. Isn't that fantastic? I'm going to let them grow up and have the mini mixed green salad. It's the hot, I believe it's the hot mix, and I like that. It's going to taste so good. I do love this bed of pink tulips, and I planted a lot of them in last year from Lowe's. I went and got those tulips on sale, and they've come out so good. Some of them, of course, the red is from the past, and I planted in some new tulips too. I was trying out the Angelica tulips here. They have not opened up as of yet, but they will, and it's really pretty. But in this bed, I do have my lilies, the Casablanca lily that's going to be coming up. I also have some other alliums in here, and a rose bush that is trying to thrive there, which is good, and my other rose bush here. So something to look forward to in June. I'm very happy about that. This bed is definitely beautiful, and it showed up just the way that I'd want it to. Hopefully these blooms will they will perennialize here in the garden and just come back. But you know what? I think that I just need to continue to buy fresh blooms each year, because I do miss it when I don't have any. Yeah, I miss the tulips. I do love this little corner here with the barberry and the hosta and also the limiatris. I think it's called limiatris. It's so pretty, the little flowers on it, and it's variegated. So it looks so cute here in this corner. Just for this particular moment in time, it's very, very cute. And then it just blends well with the yellow of the tulips there. I get to see my yellow tulips that I planted in. Now, these yellow tulips are from Lowe's as well. And I love this shade of yellow. It's mild. It's not overbearing. And I was wondering, where should I plant them? I just wanted to get the bulbs in the ground, and I'm so glad that I put them right here in front of the bird bath. It is as beautiful as I thought it would be. And the tulips and the hostas coming together is just a beautiful thing. Now, this ground cover is Pachysandra, along with some white amenities that are going to come up, little beautiful white flowers, and you're going to also see some fern coming up too as well. So this is just a mix of ground cover, and this is my hydrangea, a mophead hydrangea. I don't think I'm going to get any blooms in this. I'm not sure. Because I don't know what happened, but it just seemed to be a rough time. There was a cold spell that just seemed to kill a lot of the buds on different plants, those that are sensitive, and also my rose bushes. But I'm so glad to see the bearded iris coming up here around the bird bath, because what I would like to see that purple come up, especially when the garden is showcasing a lot of purple later on in May. It's going to be very pretty here. And then you could see the bleeding hearts there in this spot coming up here. A little bit more. Isn't that pretty? And in this bed I have a lot of purple sensation alliums. So it's going to be really cute. I love it now though, but I'm going to really, I think, be satisfied with this in later on in the season, in this month coming up, May. Yeah, May. This is April 30th, by the way. And then I have here shooting up some Lily of the Valley. Lily of the Valley coming up. And they're going to have little delicate white flowers. Yeah. This bed continues to shine with my pears tree, apple tree, and with the hostas that are coming up as well. And I also have in this bed the lilies. Those white Casablanca lilies are going to be amazing in this bed. I'm really pleased at how this turned out. And I am satisfied to see my apple blossoms. Is this telling me something that I'm going to have apples this year? As if the squirrels don't get to it before me. Ah, and my red tulips. I have to say that I'm sorry to see that my peach tree has nothing on it. No blooms, nothing. It's suffered. You win some, you lose some. Just a month ago, this bed was barren. And in a short while, the hostas have come up. This area is really underneath trees and definitely part of the shade garden. So this whole side is highly shaded, and the hostas, we planted them. One of the first things that we planted in this garden are the hostas here, and they have just been easy to cut and divide, and they look so peaceful and calm here in the garden. I have some other perennials here that are going to be coming up in this garden, as well as lilies, some lilies, and also fern. And my goat spirit is coming up as well. And I did plant tulips here, and these are perennial like tulips that are coming up. Yeah, so here's the fern. You can see the fern coming up there. My variegated hostas are so pretty. Lilies. I just kind of tucked things in here amongst the hosta, and I will also put some annuals here to add color. But in the meantime, you can see the Purple Sensation alliums will be coming in. Well, I am highly satisfied with the red tulips that I planted here amongst the hostas. And this is what I saw, envisioned, the red popping out, adding color amongst the green of the hosta and the beautiful container here. So in the container again, or my microgreen salad mix, as you can see they're growing up, and I also put in my pineapple mint in the container. Now these these pink tulips, they have been here for a while. I think they're like 5 years in, and they have come back every year here. I just like how they look, and they're very dainty. This is a euonymus, a ground cover euonymus, and these violets have perennialized in the garden. They're actually they've been here. When I got here, they were here, and they look very, very beautiful here. It makes such a great look. This is an apple tree, but it has not blossomed. I don't know what is going on yet. And I've had it for a while. I got it from Lowe's. Grow your own. And it's an urban apple tree. I had 2 of them. So I don't think it's not because they cannot be pollinated, because I have 2 of them. I have this one also. And then I have the one back there that I showed you. So I don't know, maybe later on they will flower. We'll see. Maybe it's a late flower. But my plum tree is definitely flowered. They're now setting up. Then here in this space, my lemon balm. Check that out. Lemon balm. Beautiful. Here amongst my other plum trees, which they too have a lot of blooms. So I'm looking forward to possibly having a lot of plums. This is a special plum tree. It's the yellow egg plums, and the plum tree is doing very good. I mean, I think it's very healthy looking right now, and I'm going to continue to check out for any bugs or insects, and spray if I need to, so that I can get plums this year. But I do love the lemon balm here that is spread under the tree. The ground cover in this side bed is so pretty, and it's looking really, really nice. I love how you can see the stepping stones, and you can walk into it. And then I have my yellow tulips back there. It's just a beautiful patchwork of color here. With my red tulips. Now, what is growing in here? This is my Sir Francis Williams hosta that will just come out and overtake this area. I also have some bee balm growing in here, as well as the apple mint. The apple mint has taken over and really spread throughout the garden area here. And I'm kind of happy about that. Then I also have a stilbe, and I have here some iris. They look kind of small, but they will hopefully grow in and have a display. We'll see. Well, my kitchen garden, herb garden area is looking really good at this point. I have been working in it and just trying to think about what I want to plant here, and just trying to be as intentional as possible with this garden area. It is still early. I have cabbage that I've planted out, and some oregano and some other herbs and vegetables that I'm thinking of. Where do I want to plant them? And so it's still a work in progress, but I do like how it looks right now. Now this is where my fig tree is, and last year it did not return, but I just like the structure here, and then it grew some new stems there, so hopefully it will grow out again and be restored. I will not be having figs obviously this year, but hopefully it will grow back. But I do love this maple tree here, and I love its structure. It almost looks bonsai to me here in the garden. So in this area, I seeded out some of those microgreens yesterday, and hopefully they will come up and do well. But my kale has bolted, and now it is going to turn into flowers, which will be pretty here. I have peppermint coming up in this area, and I did seed some of those microgreen seeds here in this bed. I also have some other returning plants too that are going to flower. I think that is snapdragon. If not, then it is verbena bavariensia, because I had that in this bed last year, or it's some other, maybe, I don't know, some other flower. So I'm just waiting to see what comes up. But I have been enjoying my my kale. I really am satisfied with that. And then this is my blueberry plant, and as you can see, it has some really beautiful blueberry blossoms. Now, this little patch here, I had apple mint. I planted some apple mint here, and they spread. So what I did was I dug them up and I created this little area here where I'm going to just have the apple mint, and I also have the violets here as well. This area gets a little shaded when in the summertime. I mean, it gets sun, but it also gets a lot of shade, and it gets overwhelmed by these vines here. So I decided that I would use this area to plant in some of those mints and let them just grow wild and fill in this area. And then in this container, I moved this container and I put in some different seeds, and I'm waiting to see what comes, like forget-me-not, some, I don't know if I put daisy, I don't even remember. I just scattered my seeds from the Dollar Tree, and I'm hoping that the container will just fill them out. And if not, then I'll put annuals in. And this is my chives. I'm so happy. I planted chives before and did not receive any, but this year they are about to bloom. They have come up and they're happy here. And then here, these are carrot seeds that I planted last year, and now they are showing up. Now this is a beautiful shrub, perennial, that's going to come up and have yellow flowers later on in the season. I'm going to have to give them a Chelsea chop when they get a certain height, because it does kind of take over, but it's just so beautiful. The yellow is just so gorgeous. So in this side of the garden, we are going to plant vegetables here. So what I did was we first layered it down with leaves and dirt, and then I put cardboard here, and then I'm going to put some fresh compost, and then we will plant here pumpkins, corn, and different vegetables here in this patch, and also in the containers too. So it's an extension of the vegetable garden. Last year I planted corn over in that corner, and they did fantastic. My husband actually enjoyed them. He said he ate the corn, which is great. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Here in this upper bed, I called this initially the jewel garden. The red tulips are over, and they came in pretty quickly, which was nice. But I also have here some astilbe. I have a miniature rose, and I also planted in these violets. I just thought it would be pretty with the tulips to fill out this area, and those violet leaves are going to grow up really big and full and help to fill this corner, along with the astilbe, which is a more pinkish color. But this is going to be the showstopper, and these are like Lobemaster alliums. It's going to be really pretty. I also put in this bed some phlox. I transplanted the phlox, and this tulip is from last year. It's a pretty pink. This is a lamian. I love the little pink sweet flowers here. My rose bush is leafing out from the base, so that's a good thing. And I planted in here some zinnia seeds, and I'm hoping that they will come up and fill this area. I placed here my Japanese maple, and I think the two colors of the Japanese maple and the beautiful pink tulip just looks really good together here. Then this is my spirea, which is just doing fantastic. I wish I had cut it back though a little bit, because the new growth, this is the color of the new growth, the chartreuse, and this is the older growth here. But the flowers are going to be pink. And then my oak leaf hydrangea doing fantastic here. Overall, I'm very pleased with this bed. And finally, on this side here, the tulips are done, but the alliums that I planted are coming up, starting to open up. And that spirea, I'm telling you, I'm so happy that I bought the spirea. They were there at Lowe's. They were in the clearance section, and I got a good price for them. And they are making my spring garden look very, very pretty. And this is the showstopper for the day. Look at that. That tulip and the spirea candy corn. Thank you for joining me here at Catherine's Garden and Home. I hope that you've enjoyed this tour, Sunday morning tour of my garden. It always looks so pretty when it rains. Everything is alive and lush. So for more videos, come and join me. I'm here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together. Have a wonderful day. Bye. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.